Hi everyone, I'm Courtney and welcome back to my channel. I am on day 5 of my juice cleanse today. I am doing a 5-day juice cleanse, so today will be the last day, unless I have some big idea and decide to keep going, but I think I'll probably do 5. So yeah, day 5, and I decided to make a video about how this juice cleanse has been going and also to discuss why I still juice cleanse. I wasn't going to make a video. When I juice cleanse these days, I don't usually blog or vlog about it because in my mind I think, well, I've been doing this for a while and cleanses are sort of uneventful for me now. And so I'd almost rather share my clients' stories, their success stories or their experiences on the juice cleanse. Whereas mine, I think, well, I've been doing it for a while. But I realized, maybe people would be interested and they would get something from it. And I also thought that it would be a good opportunity to discuss how cleansing has changed for me and why I still cleanse. And that might help people who are watching my videos or who follow me who don't struggle with weight. Well, hopefully you don't struggle with health either. But what I was going to say is people who don't struggle with weight or overeating issues, they don't feel like they've got big issues with food, they haven't had a lot of weight fluctuations in their life, why somebody like you might still be benefited by doing a juice cleanse as well, because I'm kind of in that boat now as well, right? I don't struggle too much with compulsive eating. I do a bit, I'll talk about that, but not majorly. My weight isn't a big issue anymore either. And so, yeah. So let's start with how this cleanse has been going. I've been doing it similarly to how I recommend my clients to do it. And some of the videos about how I recommend for my clients to do it and how I recommend for people to do it have already been uploaded, and I will be creating more in the future. But I've been doing at least 3 liters of juice, between 3 and 4 per day. 3 is a bit low. I usually recommend people to go for at least 4. So I'm breaking my own rules a little bit. But the days that I did 3 I was inactive. I was not very active. And I kind of know my body as far as what I need based on height and weight and different needs. And so I can kind of get away with 3. 4 is really more ideal for me, and even more if I'm doing exercise. Like for exercise, I might need 5, but I can kind of get away with 3. So between 3 and 4, drinking water, not doing any caffeine of any kind, just juice. I've been doing a combination of juice I'm making at home, as well as cold pressed organic, raw juice that I get elsewhere. And that's been going really well. Let's see. I found my favorite juice. As you may know, if you've been a client or you've watched some of my videos, I recommend doing minimal fruit juice on a juice cleanse. Typically, the less fruit juice you do, the more green juice you do, the better results you're going to get. But for me, I don't have any health issues that would require me to stay away from fruit juice completely. And so I found my favorite, I think what might be my favorite fruity juice. I call it dessert juice because it's not the main thing, right? And it just has 3 ingredients, guys: watermelon, lime, spearmint. Try it, you'll thank me. It's so good. So yeah, the juicing's been going well. I've been doing daily enemas as well. That's another thing that I recommend to people if their health history, current health status is okay for that. Always good to check with your health physician, your professional that you see. Colonics are deeper than enemas. You don't have to do as many of them, but both are water-based colon cleansing. They're really good for juice cleansing. They are things that the people at the retreat center, the juice cleansing retreat center that I worked at, did as well. So I've been doing that, and that's made it really good. Basically, in short, colon cleansing is really helpful for not only maximizing your results, but also reducing detox symptoms as well. Another thing that I will go into much more in another video, but this is just to recap what I've been doing. A little bit of exercise. I haven't been doing a ton of exercise, not because I couldn't, but I just haven't. You can do a lot of exercise if you drink enough juice, but I did go to the gym yesterday. I might go again today, and that's really no problem if you just drink enough juice. And yeah, it's been going pretty well. First 2 days, I had a couple detox symptoms. Nothing severe. I had a little bit of energy swings, like lower and higher, and it would fluctuate a bit throughout the day. And I had a little bit of spaciness as well, which is pretty normal for day 1 and 2. The detox symptoms that people have can vary a lot depending on, primarily it depends on what their diet and lifestyle habits were before. In other words, how much of a drastic shift it is between what they were doing before and what they're doing on a juice cleanse. But there's other factors as well that can affect it, like whether you're sort of doing the juice cleanse right. But typically, first 2 days, couple days, most people do have some detox symptoms. But then after that, I've been fine. So after like day 3 through today, it's been great. I mean, I normally feel quite good. Well, I normally feel great in my life, even if I'm not doing a juice cleanse. But yeah, after day 2, I've been feeling great. There's a lot of times where I don't even, like, I forget that I'm on a juice cleanse because it feels quite easy. I've got good energy. I've got good focus. I think maybe I've even been a tad more productive since being on the juice cleanse. So that's good. And yeah, and that's why, by the way, I recommend people to do at least 5 days of a juice cleanse, because if you do shorter than 5 days, you're going to have detox symptoms most likely in the first few days. That's normal. It's an adjustment period. And then if you do less, then it's sort of like you quit before it's about to get good. So you kind of, all you end up experiencing is the hard part of the juice cleanse. So that's why I always do at least 5 days, and I always recommend people, if they can, to try to do 5 days or more and have 5 days be the minimum, just to get that full, well-rounded experience with it. So yeah, that's been about it. It's been pretty like uneventful in a lot of ways. It's been good. It's been good for me on a lot of levels. So yeah, let's talk about why I cleanse now, how it's changed, how it's the same, and all that. So I first learned about cleansing in 2006. I tried a few different kinds of cleanses. And then in 2007, I did a 60-day juice cleanse, which was a really big turning point for me. And then since then, I've done over the years different shorter juice cleanses, 2 weeks, 1 week, 5 days. And so I've been cleansing for a long time. The first many years that I was cleansing, the main motivations were 2 things. One was weight loss, because I had a lot of extra weight. I used to struggle with weight a lot. The other was that I became aware that my issues with food probably stemmed from the fact that I was suppressing emotions. And I'd been reading some books. I'd become aware of this, that I had these food addictions. And the reason I had them was because I wanted to suppress stuff. And so I'd never heard of this approach. Like, I'd never heard of the approach of actually using juice cleansing to heal overeating. I still actually haven't heard of that approach really from many other people. But I thought to myself, I've got addictions with food, and doing a juice cleanse is like putting myself in food addiction rehab, right? It's like remove the addiction, remove the compulsion, remove the thing that I'm leaning on, and then use that opportunity to examine what was really going on with the relationship with food. Use that opportunity to let these emotions come up that I've been suppressing, feel the emotions that I've been suppressing, and then hopefully by feeling those emotions, that's how they'll leave me, and then that will change my overall behavior with food. And that is exactly what it has done for me. And that is why I'm so enthusiastic about juice cleansing as a tool that you can use to address addictions with food. And because it's just helped me so much. It's not been the only thing. And I also don't think that you have to do it to address addictions with food, but it is a tool, and it's a really good tool if you have the right intentions. So those were the reasons why I used to cleanse. It was to lose the extra weight, which it did help me with, and to provide an environment for me to put myself in emotional boot camp and hopefully heal some of this stuff. And it has been that. So fast forward to, now and in more recent years, I, while because my addictions with food were so severe before, like the way that they are now is just like my behavior is practically a different person. It's really so much better. But the truth is that I have not healed all of my desire to use food to suppress things. I've not healed all my addictions with food, but I have healed the severity of them a significant amount. Most people would look at my eating and think that I eat better than most everyone. But there are times where I still will go for, a bit of extra food, didn't really need that, or, the hot drink to suppress my fear. I don't really do full strength coffee or anything, but, a hot drink or square of chocolate or something like that. And so that is still kind of an issue for me. And so there's basically two reasons that I juice cleanse now. And I'm skipping ahead a bit because I wanted to talk actually about the physical reason before talking about the emotional reasons, because the physical reason is probably not as important as the emotional. So let me backtrack a little. There's a couple of reasons why I juice cleanse now that are a bit different. One is that I want to practice what I preach and do what I'm recommending to other people to do. And because obviously I think it's awesome. And it's if you do a juice cleanse, right, it's not going to hurt anything. So why not? Just do it. So, but also the physical side, the main reason I do it now, I don't really need it for weight loss so much. I don't have any health issues. I've got good energy every day. Everything's good. But physically, the reason I do it is to give my body a bit of an opportunity to clear out toxicity. Now, I want to create a whole video about toxicity that we absorb from our environment and how we can absorb toxicity and what does this word toxins that people use even mean and all of that. So I'm not going to go really in depth with it here. But long story short, we are bombarded with toxic particles and we absorb toxic particles into our body every day. They can come in through the food we eat, the water we drink, the air we breathe, the products we're putting on our bodies, makeup, body products, hair products, cleaning products we're using, paint we're inhaling from painting the new house. We just live in an industrialized, chemicalized world that is totally different than people who lived, say, 500 years ago or even 100 years ago. It's just really different. And our bodies absorb stuff. You can reduce the toxic load that your body has to deal with through certain choices. So eating organic and healthy food, drinking good water, using natural products on your hair and your body, things like that. You can drastically reduce what you intake, but you can't eliminate it all. Particularly, for example, toxicity we take in through, say, air we breathe. If you're ever around car exhaust, if you live in a city or near a city, if there's any kind of farms and refineries or factories, there's so many things that we can absorb. And what a juice cleanse does is it gives your body the chance to use the large amount of energy that normally goes to digestion every day, even if you don't overeat. A big part of your body's energy goes to digestion every day. Now it can take that energy and use it for house cleaning. And so it can clear out all that stuff. And so I see it like that. I'm I live in this world, it's 2017, I'm bombarded all the time. Let's give my body a hand. And actually, even the fact that I had any detox symptoms at all, like I mentioned, even though it was mild, those energy swings and spaciness on the first and second day, is an indicator my body does have stuff to release, actually. And so, that kind of tells me like, yeah, it was time for me to do that. This is good that I've done that. And so that's one reason, that somebody who doesn't necessarily struggle with health issues or weight issues might consider doing a juice cleanse, is just to help your body with that load, really give the car a good oil change. So that's one reason. So let's go back to the emotional thing. So as I mentioned, I do still seek some stuff with food emotionally. I still use food from time to time. It's still sort of my go-to, my favorite thing. And I want to challenge myself emotionally, is the way I see it. For me, my personal growth goals, my spiritual goals in life are a lot about like getting in touch with my emotions, becoming more connected emotionally with myself, because I believe I've learned from the Divine Truth teachings, from my own experience, that leads to more happiness, not less. Suppressing emotions, it ruins everything. And so for me, the goal is, I want to feel the emotions I've been suppressing my whole life, or more recently. I want to heal the emotional injuries because I know that I'll be happier that way. I want to do it because that's what we need to do in order to be closer to God. That's one of the things we have to do. So there's just so many reasons. And in that process, what we need to do is continue to confront all of our emotional and physical addictions. I still have tons, but on this subject of food and drinks being an addiction, this is one way for me to still challenge it within myself, and to give myself an opportunity to remove that one, at least. And if I have a desire, it all depends on the desire. You can do a juice cleanse and not get in touch with any emotions if you don't want to. But it can give you the opportunity, and a lot of people find it is harder. It is harder to avoid the emotions if you're on a juice cleanse. Sometimes it can feel like, they're coming up and I can't even do anything to stop it. I remember when I did some of my long juice cleanses, I would come home and I would be so angry that I couldn't eat a cookie, and I would just flip out. And then of course it was about all kinds of other things underneath that, really. But it would feel like that, at the beginning. And so I'm still challenged by removing food, and I would be even more challenged if I went even longer, probably. But it's a good practice for me. When I was on the cleanse, I thought of a joke. It's a bad joke, but it goes like this. What's not as fun as eating? Not eating. It is not as fun, but it's been good, good for me to challenge that. And so I'm glad I did it. And I think that even though I don't struggle with binge eating, even though I don't have any health issues, even though I don't fluctuate in weight too much, it's still really good for me. And I think that the truth is, sometimes my clients ask me this after a while when we've been talking about emotions and stuff and compulsive eating, and people start saying, do you think everybody has some kind of addictions with food and drinks? It's just that some people's are a lot less severe and most people are honest about it. And my answer is like, yeah, I would say that's true. Because the truth is that even thin people, even people who don't overeat, even people who might not struggle with health issues, a lot of times there can be quite strong addictions with certain food or drinks. You could be quite thin but feel like I have got to have my 3 cups of coffee a day, and that might be suppressing a lot of emotions. Or 1 cup a day could be suppressing emotions. Probably is definitely. Or you might be a thin person who doesn't struggle with overeating, but like you have got to have your cheese, and if you ever feel lonely, you're going to have some cheese, and so, yeah, it might not affect your weight too much. Maybe you're pretty healthy and all that, but my feeling is that it's good for all of us to get closer to ourselves emotionally and to look at what is helping us suppress our emotions. And so it is possible that, even a person who doesn't seem to struggle with overeating or being overweight or having health issues could be really challenged by going on a juice cleanse. And so that would be a good reason to do it. If it makes you nervous, the idea of thinking about it, or if it makes you nervous thinking about the idea of doing it, then you might as well do it. Again, because if you do it right, which is one of the things I'm trying to upload videos about how to do it, but if you do it right, your body will be fine. You'll be totally supported. And so then it's more the emotional fear, that would come up. So yeah, I hope this has had maybe some helpful things in it for some people. And so as usual, you can find out more information on my website, courtneypoole.com. I have also written about some past juice cleanses, including my 60-day juice cleanse there on the blog. Also, there's really incredible, the best ever info about feeling emotions, accessing emotions, addictions and emotions, how it affects your happiness via the Divine Truth website and YouTube channel. So you can find those at divinetruth.com. They're incredible. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.